Okay, episode number of 37
Yes.
of 62 beats 47.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you got the shirt. However, let's get right to it.
Okay, right.
62 did not beat 47.
That is today's
That's what the data says. Let's have a quick summary. So, starting with the 5K, we'll just do the whole package. 5K best time in one of the runs. Actually, in the 10K, best time for the 5 was 21 minutes and 42 seconds against a 20-minute 05 personal best.
Yep.
In the 10K, 45 minutes run this year against a 42-minute target. Did not run a half due to injury.
Scrub the half. Yep.
And on Sunday, in the marathon, down in Sacramento, California International Marathon, 3 hours, 51:27 seconds. Did not beat my personal best set back in 2:03. An incredible 3:22:44. And also did not qualify for Boston in my age group.
Right.
At a 3:50, so basically 87 seconds off the Boston qualifier. Now, it sounds pretty a tale of woe, but I'm a silver lining kind of guy. You know me, Malc, silver linings. It's all about silver linings when you get to my age. Yeah. So, interestingly enough, my very first marathon run in July 2003, I ran a 3 hour 50:22, and I was 1 minute off the pace of my very first marathon, which was kind of interesting. Yeah. And on Sunday, it was my 323rd marathon.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Over those 15 years. Yeah. Admittedly, 250 of them was one in 1 year, but that's a whole nother story, isn't it? We haven't got time for that. Yeah. But and that includes ultras and Ironman. Okay. Yeah. And of those marathons, I've run 6 under 4 hours. Yep. And Sunday was one of those 6.
Cool.
So that's the data. Yep. That's the numbers. Let's get it out the way. Let's just talk about the race on Sunday because this year has not been a kind of atypical training, nice smooth training year. Some challenges along the way. So maybe you could jump in and give us a kind of a nutshell. What happened? Yeah.
So. Sunday's race, the target, as you went out the gates, we said, okay, let's hang with the 340 guys.
Because realistically, right?
Yeah, the data from training suggested that 340 would be a good pace. We also knew there were significant downhill sections of the course as well, especially at the start. So, it made sense to sort of hang around the 340 people and kind of basically start it there and see how the body reacted to that. From my perspective, I followed the race at certain points, as you were running through. So I think I saw you come through at 10 kilometers, halfway, and then obviously at the finish. And at 10K, you were bang on. You were with the 340 guys, and things were looking good. Halfway, I saw you come through just behind the 340 guys at that point. And then I saw you at the finish, and then it was back at the 350 area. So
now I've been wearing a couple of these pods, right? I've been wearing.
You'd had some sensors on you.
Sensors on me, yeah.
Yeah. So first thing I knew, obviously, was that something had happened in the second half of the race because there was having seen you at halfway, I knew then. Kind of.
There was a degradation.
Yeah, there was
denigration of the running. Yeah. No, absolutely.
It had sort of sort of deteriorated in the second half. But the cool thing was we had quite a lot of data actually as you're running, both from the GPS watch and from the sensors. So sort of high level, obviously it was pretty much sort of slowing pace during the race, particularly in the second half. If we looked at as we did this morning, if we looked at just the first 21K of the race, you're actually averaging about 5:11 per kilometre. So you're actually heading just underneath the 540 actually for that. So the first half of the race was bang on. Your heart rates were absolutely exactly where we wanted them for marathon running. So it's really that second half where the pace then dropped off to kind of 5:30 kind of pace. And the heart rate went up, which is interesting. And so Yeah, first half of the race on target, second half of the race, things not so much. I did sort of look through the mechanical data as well for how you're running, and that looked totally fine. I mean,
so the gate was good. The gate there was no issues, and I haven't felt anything. No weird stuff.
Exactly.
After, other than my I mentioned my calves are just thrashed. That was the big outcome.
Yeah. So how you actually ran mechanically during the race was absolutely fine, and the data actually was very, very nice, symmetric data, showing that you had no problem in that regard even toward the end of the race. So that absolutely correlates with what you said, and that you're actually recovering quite quick since the race. So that part of it absolutely fine, and we have to that's the biggest thing out of this is like you've actually been through a sub-4 marathon, which I believe was probably like the first sub-4 marathon since 2010 or so.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's right. My first 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
For 8 years, yeah. That was in that was a 3:43 in Victoria.
Yeah.
Back in 2010.
Yeah. So for your first sub-4 marathon in 8 years, to get through it to the end, and have absolutely like no injury issues since the marathon, be recovering quite quick after it. That's actually a success in itself.
Okay,
that's,
good. Silver lining.
That is pretty impressive. Yeah.
Silver lining.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it means you can return to running and training quite quick, rather than having like loads of time off.
Okay.
So yeah, there's really like looking through the data from my perspective, it's a matter of increasing running strength, and people might be like, okay, well you do stuff in the gym. Yeah, we do stuff in the gym. That's cool. Yeah, has to be translated into running, and really we didn't have a half marathon the entire year.
No.
So we had no marker, or you had no marker going into the marathon. The marathon was essentially the shakedown itself, and so it's actually quite a valuable data set now, that marathon from the weekends. Sort of quite clearly identifying there's just one area that really needs working on, which is the translation of strength, like functional strength, into marathon running itself. So we've already talked about it this morning, the concept, but it's quite nice, your position, because I think that you can drop like more than 10 minutes off your marathon time in the future.
Hang on now.
Yeah.
Hang on now. That's not...
by just increasing this and improving this one factor, because a lot of the other stuff's going well. Like a lot of the other stuff is good. So yeah.
Well, this is a critical juncture, as they say, right? I mean, this was meant to be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And boy, now you're putting ideas in my head. I will have to. Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a bit of a think, right? A bit of a think about if I want to do anything else, right?
Sure,
but yes, there'll be some chats at home about ideas and possibilities. But having this knowledge, at least it's not like, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know where to go. It's very concise, isn't it? It's very
clear.
I mean, you basically said to me, if you want to continue, then get out on the trail. Yeah. And start having some longer runs in a much more hilly environment to build the strength up. Very straightforward. Yeah. Like, if that's the route to go.
Yeah. It's that's kind of how it is. Well, I think what this whole thing has shown, let's call it
from your point of view, I mean, older fella, trying to do something.
The 1 year project idea. So it's been up and down during the year, but that's pretty consistent with most people who are going to have an up and down time as well. So what it shows is, like, if we look at the marathon, it's just not possible to come from a background of not competitive marathon running in 1 year to suddenly make a jump. And the reason why is because marathon training just takes so long. It is a long drawn out process where the positive adaptations and changes just take their time.
Well, especially for a fast marathon.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been running lots of long stuff. Yeah. Over 4, over 5, over 6, right? Hours. And now to suddenly try and crank it.
Yeah. So that's it. So if you had already been running sub-4s, and then we were saying, we want to incrementally go another 10 minutes quicker. In a year, that's cool.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But because you came from a background of not running anywhere near as fast in the marathon, it's just been basically too much to do in a year.
Maybe bit off more than I could chew.
Yeah, for the time.
For the framework that we're working. Interesting.
Because you can achieve the times, but it's the duration of the project was too compressed.
Okay.
And where I've had success before with people within a year, that's because luckily there were no ups and downs in the year.
Well, this is it.
Yeah,
and that's just fortunate. I had two that definitely, we were going good, then got injured back in January.
Yeah.
Had to off for 3 months, going good up till August. Yep. I mean, it's very clear. Got injured in August.
Yep.
Off for 2.5 months.
Yep.
Got going for 6 weeks to 8 weeks.
We had about
boom,
6
marathon.
Weeks.
Boom, marathon.
Yeah.
So so I mean, all in all, I think you have to, as you say, consider what we did within the context of the challenges along the way. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, exactly. When we had the first chats and we were talking about the project early on, I think you said like, what do you think my chance of success is? I said like 10 to 20% chance of success.
You did, yeah. I must admit you said
that. And what I was kind of getting at was like, if you had a perfect year with no breaks, you had a shot at the time.
Okay.
And of course, what we ended up with was absolutely not that at all.
No, we didn't have that.
And
but
then
we kept going.
So then the year as a duration just cannot. It's just too tight.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's that kind of puts a line under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
62, right? Fair enough. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Did not beat 47.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's what we found within our project, and it was a little project. What the future brings, I am not sure. I mean, I appreciate Malc, again. Appreciate everything you've done, man. It's been an amazing year. Yeah. I've learned so much. I've and I've got to kind of mull over. I'll be using a lot of the techniques you've showed me. But I've got to think about what's next. I mean, having that 90-second gap hang over me is definitely something is in my mind. I won't lie to you.
Sure.
But I don't know at the moment. So for me, anything just before we finish up to say?
Well, I think so this kind of, it's really useful for anyone listening to this about like timescales, and how much time you give yourself for a project of this magnitude, and also then for the older runners as well. It's some great learning here too. Interesting thing, like for people listening, I wasn't actually, I was on the sidelines. You're the one running the run and doing the running. How, like from your perspective, you had a goal, you knew all the numbers in your head. You could see the pace as you're running. You could see the slippage. Like, what was going through your head?
Oh, I tell you. Well, great question. So I'm starting at 340, realizing that the 322.44 was well in my head. You always have hope above hope. There was that little 2% that maybe somehow the running God fairy comes down and puts running dust on my head, right?
Yeah.
And somehow miraculously, anyway. But I quickly realized. That once I hit sort of 10K, 15K, hang on to the 340. And so mentally, I wanted to hang on to the 340, okay? And I was always a little bit back, but I could always see the placard. Yeah. So instantly I realized, no, that goal was gone. That's fine. Because I'm not going to suddenly get, running a 4-minute K. Yeah. I realized that. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. Obviously, my next goal, realizing that the Boston qualifier was 350. Yeah. So I had a shot.
Yeah.
I had, halfway I was at a 340 pace and I had a shot. But then it was that gradual deterioration. I was trying harder and harder. I had to have a few more stops. At the 26K mark, the 345 pace runner went by. I'm thinking, hang in. It was all hang in. And it was literally, I was telling the brain, because the brain was telling me to stop. Yeah, and I was saying, brain, switch off. Yeah. Body, keep going.
Yeah.
Brain, you're wrong. Yeah. I'm okay. Body, keep. And it was literally, a death march to the end. Yeah. And I tried to hang on. I was probably even, you could even, when you look at the numbers, within the last, with 5K to go, I was probably, but I couldn't. I tried and tried. Yeah. I just couldn't push that last 5K. I was struggling so hard. Yeah. So it was frustrating at the end. It was sad. Yeah. When I was trying to make that 350. So that's it. I mean, you do what you do, and then that's how it came down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sneakily, the lady with the 350 board went past you without you noticing.
Well, I missed it. Yeah, I missed that because I was having a break. I was having my. I think I was having my noon and my one gel that you allowed me to have. Yeah. I think I was having that, and I think the 350. But so that wasn't even something I could hook onto as somebody. Because I just missed them. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, as you say, I feel like I left it all out there. There was a lot of pain and tears at the end, but hey, you do what you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see where we go from there. But I think, realistic when it comes to goals, 62 beats 47 is now so yesterday. Like, it's done. It's done, mate. Let's not worry about that. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Or not. Let's maybe there's another goal down the road. I don't know at this point. But man, fantastic experience of going through with a coach, my first time. And exploring different stretching, some of this stuff I've never done before. And as you get older, stretching, I think, becomes more and more important. I was in the past, I poo-pooed stretching a bit. I'll be honest. It's boring. I can't be bothered. I'm not yoga worthy. All that stuff, right? But with you, I've been doing it, and from Surge, I'm doing now some other stretching to activate the glutes. I'm learning a lot of different things. So no, it's been a huge learning. Well, as Nelson Mandela says, I never lose. I either win or learn. I have learned a lot. I may not have won, but Malc, I have learned a lot. So on that, I just want to leave on this note. I think there's something in your basement here that's going to be put me in good stead as we move on. So I want to just share with the viewers. Is that okay?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, let's go and show them, because this is over Christmas. This is what I'll be thinking about, and we shall see what we shall see. So this is Malc's basement. Very nice basement. He's got all sorts of good stuff here. This is the TV screen with this is with the race on. You can see the race. There's the race. That's kind of cool. That's what happened. And then this is what's on Malc's basement wall when I come down every Thursday. Never give up. And so, Malc, that will be on my mind over Christmas as to what's next.